Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back. It's been a long time, basically to explain the hiatus. Hobbies and work took up pretty much all of my time, and I didn't have enough time to cast, let alone make content. But now that I've gotten back into casting, I figured, hey, might as well get back into making Korean Challenger content. It's looking dry out there. I thought somebody would come and snatch up the mantle, but it is looking awfully dry out there when it comes to Korean Challenger content. So, uh, kind of like the Eminem Without Me song. It was looking real empty, so I thought I should fill that void, come back. I've been keeping up fairly. I have not religiously, but I did watch playoffs. I watched a fair amount of the regular season. So I also have been doing a lot of catching up within the past week to prepare for this. So another thing I want to say beforehand, I'm not sure, because at one point I know there was like a 24-hour upload rule for content regarding esports, and I don't know what it applies to. I don't know if it would apply to this in particular, but I'm going to play it safe and just upload things 24 hours after they have occurred. With that being said, let's get into this game. I am a little bit behind. I think this was 48 hours, but uh, you know what? Better late than never. Promise from now on, I'll be more on the 24-hour dot. But nonetheless, getting into this first game. Actually, let me check something real quick to be sure. Sweet, never mind, we're good. Getting in the first game, Senna ban, Kalista ban. Very standard. Both of those picks have high presence right now. I mean, Senna Tomkench on this patch, 12-10, had the highest win rate in the game out of anything. So, no surprise to see that banned away. Tomkench by himself is still strong. That's why I think maybe instead of banning the Senna, they should ban the Tomkench, because, Tomkench support's an option, Tomkench top's an option. I don't think we'll ever see that in competitive play, but still, it's an option. And I do think right now the Tomkench is stronger than the Senna, but that's also not entirely true because Senna scaling's insane. So I mean, hey, whatever you prefer to ban. Personally, I would prefer the Tomkench, but if they prefer the Senna, that's fine with them. Senna's a strong flex pick, so it is what it is. Samira, also strong, seeing that banned away. People are insisting that it's not strong, but I am ignoring them and I'm saying it's strong. Lucian obviously is strong on blue side and is strong in general. When you blue one it can go 3 places. And Kalista, like I said, is just strong right now. A lot of the champions that build Rageblade or on hit in general are really strong, and there's a Rageblade build with Kalista that's really good, and so understandably she is really good. She also counterpicks a lot of the ADCs that tend to dominate the early game, like Samira and Lucian. Kalista is really strong in lane in general, but nonetheless, Natalia Akali to close out the bans. I mean, I feel meh about those bans. Um, they are obviously banning for a reason that I'm not seeing, so I'm not going to comment on it. Why am I Gwen? That's the champion's name. Why am I forgetting about Gwen's name? I saw her every game in MSI. And that's what I was just about to say, that we are not surprised by the blue 1 Gwen. She is still very strong. She is still priority blue 1. You can put her mid, top, jungle. I mean, hell, you can put her support if you really wanted to. But nonetheless, on the other side, Talia, Wukong, probably the best response here. I mean, 2 extremely strong champions. Something I find is that a lot of people don't do Wukong combos correctly, including Owner. That was something that was bothering a friend of mine who was a Wukong main. He was very frustrated that Owner wasn't basically doing prehistoric Wukong combos. But yeah, strong champions. I've seen actually some pros even say that Talia's E is the most broken non-ultimate ability in the game. Zaya Rakan being picked up here, which I don't know how I feel. And as this draft goes on, I feel even I feel even less hopeful about the Zaya Rakan, as you'll see. I have seen this draft, I should say, as a little disclaimer, because I started recording and then I realized I didn't have my microphone on for OBS, so I had to enable that back. But yeah, as you see with this draft, the Zaya Rakan gets worse and worse in my opinion, because DRX do a really good job of, I would say, counterpicking with their drafts. As you can see, they are about to draft a lot of anti-dodge. They already have with Talia here, or that's anti-dash, not dodge, my apologies. Anti-dash engage anti-engage in general. They have the Talia E for the anti-dash, which their engage, as you'll see, is going to rely on the on dashes, and they have a lot of anti-engage in general. Vito being banned away, very strong jungler, not surprised to see that banned away. Kale being banned away, which makes me think more and more that the Gwen's going top, so they don't want to have anything that's going to outscale that. Kale also in general is just very strong. It's like level 16, she's unstoppable. Yumi is also very strong. Lee Sin is I'd say the strongest comfort pick in both LCK and LCK CL. I wouldn't say it's the strongest jungle pick, but it's the strongest comfort pick for junglers. It's champion's been around for ages. All the junglers know how to play it. It's a good, solid pick. As I was saying, though, with the point earlier with the anti-dash engage, as you can see here, Alistar's picked up, which is going to headbutt anybody away. And especially in the 2v2, Rakan goes in. If Alistar is a very annoying champion to play against as a Rakan main, and let me tell you why. If the Alistar is good, this is what's going to happen if you try to do your usual engage. You're going to ult in. You're going to hit the Alistar. He's going to ult to cleanse it. He's going to W away. Or he's going to WQ your Xayah. And the ADC is going to jump on them. And then your Xayah is dead. And now you're 1v2. And that is pretty much how every Alistar lane goes, it seems. But I also choose the worst possible fights as Rakan. But still, Alistar very good against Rakan in general. Regardless of how good you are on either champion. And Kennen is is just good at engage and counter engage with his slicing maelstrom. It's just so good. So yeah, with that being said, I like DRX's draft more, but we'll see how it plays out. 5-point start. Something I want to talk about with the runes. One thing is Rakan. He decided to go for Airy, which I don't like. Especially because this lane's going to be so hard for them to do anything with. I don't know why you would want to go Airy versus like Guardian, especially because like look at this. It's a Talia, it's a Wukong, it's they have a Jhin who can snare down your ADC. They have so many ways to jump and engage on your ADC, and you want to have something to give them that protection that they need. On the other hand, what I was going to talk about is the Kennen build, which a lot of people have been going airy, and there's been a big debate on, it seems, on what you go when you're playing Kennen. Most people seem to be taking airy. Some Kennen players are insisting that electrocute's better. Some are saying that first strike is better. Some are saying that press the attack is better. Some are saying it's situational. I think in this situation in particular, I would have liked to see electrocute, but I also don't think it entirely matters with Kennen, and Airy is going to help him more in this difficult lane. So I mean, he can go whatever makes him feel comfortable. The important thing is that he hits good ultimates. I will say though, I don't like when people do it on champions that really rely on those runes. Like people will go Airy Vladimir, and it makes me very upset. Another thing though, for Airy in general, I just think that unsealed spell. If you're gonna go Airy, you should have just gone unsealed spellbook, because Airy for a lot of these champions, it feels like doesn't serve any purpose towards a certain point of the game. And if you would have gone unsealed spellbook, you could have been infinitely more useful to your team. Or you could like cheese and go Predator, but I would probably be very upset if my Kennen went Predator. Um, I mean, interesting lane so far. Nothing's really gonna happen. Well, right as I say that, Poolbay goes for a trade, and you can see actually. We'll go back and look at that, and you can see why this matchup is so good for the Talia. Look at that. All of that. As he went back, all of that gets procced. And it makes trading on him so much harder. So, you have to be really good about taking trades in that lane if you're Yone. And look, that's just rinse and repeat. Every time he goes on you, you throw out that E. He's gonna take all that damage. He either has to dedicate or he has to pull out and take all the damage right then and there, or he can try to do something to you and take it later. But if he does something to you to take it later and he loses the fight, he can go back and die. Nice trade there by the Zyrakan, but Rakan's very low now. And he's going to have to recall. And already he's in a bit of a weird spot. They're going to have to stay at this point, I think. I really don't like that they're looking for a fight. But early, like I said, actually I haven't said that. I said this in the previous VOD, but it didn't get captured because my microphone wasn't on. Jhin into anything. I don't like the Jhin pick entirely because Jhin early does actually real quick before I want to go. I'm at 1811. I want to see what items this Jhin started with. Oh, he did. So never mind. Actually, he did something that I like. Something that I like is the Jhin, the boots and 4 health pots, and I would like it even more. Let me look at his runes. What runes did he go? Yes. Yes. So something about Jhin early is that it's very difficult, especially against lanes like Zyrakan, because you use your 4 autos that don't do a lot early, you start reloading, and while you're reloading, the Zaya is still smacking you and is doing a ton of damage. But when you take these 2 runes, which are very strong, uh, the the time biscuits and or the time work tonic and the delivered biscuits. I don't remember the name of the rune, of course, right now that I'm trying to think of it, but nonetheless, um, it gives you so much more sustain in lane, and it really makes the early game a lot easier on Jhin. And it gives you time to hit the points of the game where you do damage. However, Jhin is not as strong as he was at the start of the year, so still not the best. Not the best pick, but still, I think I still think Jin's a solid pick. He has really high impact team fight ultimate. His W is really good if you can land it consistently, and his traps are good if you can use them well. And all of which are general expectations for players at this level. Pulbe is actually playing these trades very well, so he understands the matchup. I mean, at least it's the impression I'm getting, which I would hope so. I'd hope that if you plan to play Yone into Talia willingly, you would know how to play the matchup. Something that I find really weird about this draft is that DAMWON have essentially counterpicked themselves from head to toe, but they're so sure of themselves and how well they can pull off this comp that they're not worried about it, it seems. They either want to, it's either comfort for them, which I'm not sure if I would call this comfort, or, well, actually, I'd call it comfort. These are all very popular picks. So it's either comfort for them, or they're just confident in the comp in general, and they don't care about the Talia or the Alistair. Yeah, okay, so DAMWON have recalled their bot lane. Actually, I want to look at the recall timer for their bot lane when they took their recall. They pushed the wave. Looked like DRX weren't interested in freezing it, which they really should have. Could have freeze down on a tower. That was such a weird shove by DAMWON. They made it so obvious that they wanted to recall. And instead, they decide they want to shove the wave and try to follow and play catch up. And okay, actually, somehow Sponge has stolen this, so now it's. But again, though, like with actually, now there might be a purpose. I was gonna say with them sending their bot. Oh, maybe if can't find them there. I was gonna say with them bringing their bot lane up just to steal Herald and not fight afterwards, it feels like even more of a wasted opportunity. But at least they did fight. But I mean, they only got one kill out of it. I really would have liked to see them freeze as opposed to going up, especially because they ended up stealing it. Like, imagine if they would have stolen that, and DRX's bot lane would have frozen that bot lane as well. The game bot lane would be over. They just they've ruined the state of their lane for nothing, essentially, for wasting their time. But as we see here, oh, how did that get stopped? Very good use of the Talia W. Ults in. Oh, I guess he just didn't want to W. I mean, I guess that's reasonable to not want to go in on that if you see your Yone getting knocked back. I don't know. I might brain. I would have gone on that if I were Rickon. Thanatos recalling. Lucid CSing. I mean, very slow state of the game right now. DRX, I mean, first Infernal, never bad. Or second Infernal, sorry. First was Hextech. Second was Infernal. Now it's an Ocean Dragon. Which doesn't necessarily favor one team over the other. It seems like they both benefit just as much from it. And it does feel like it's going to be high priority for both these teams. It's because, you know, you have the Gwen and the Yone on one side, you have the Wukong on the other. Kennen as well can benefit from that Ocean, so they have lots of reasons. Both sides have lots of reasons to want to contest that. Oh, nice gank there from Lucid. I want to see how that play was built up, actually. So we see the Herald getting used bot side. Gwen's pinging on the way mid. They know she's there. They pinged it. They knew the Gwen was coming. How'd they know the Gwen was coming? That's what I'm curious about. Oh no, they were pinging. They were actually. It looked like they thought the Rakan was coming up, and the Gwen was significantly closer than the Rakan. So I think maybe Sitab or whatever, however his name is pronounced. Maybe he thought that the Rakan was going to take a little longer to get there, and he had time, and they had time to kill the Yone. Because Yone does get low, and they do get ignited, and they are diving. But Lucid playing that very well, playing that out of vision. Very good heads up play. Knows the jungler can't counter gank. Stays a little longer probably than they should have though, because now the jungler has shown up, but they're not going to do anything. I mean, they can't really do anything. It's a 2v2 in that situation. You don't want to coin flip something that you're probably going to lose. Actually, 3v2, because I think Dom wanted 3 people there. Not entirely sure about them just kind of. I mean, they're just getting gold and XP in a safe spot, but. Yeah, do have a bit of pick potential with the Zyra Rakan here. Which they are actually, looks like they want to make use out of, but I mean, it's a little difficult too with how much vision DRX are putting down. Like, they tried to make it seem like they were going bot, and then they're going to try to come back mid and look for a fight, but they got spotted out, so. I mean, I guess they're not necessarily being as inactive as I initially thought. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with this Herald, considering what they gave up. I mean, they only gave up a tower for it, so I guess it's not the end of the world, objective for objective, but especially because it's only a tier 1. But I'm still curious to see what they're gonna do with this Herald. Probably use it to set up this dragon that is about to spawn, which I guess is nice. Having that early tempo on Ocean Soul is good to have, especially because it's Dragon of Peace. Both top laners have ultimate teleport. Lucid's ganking. Flash is used. Clear's gonna get the kill there. That's not good. Now they don't have a jungler. Herald spawn. Dragon's free for DRX if they want it. They just have to rotate and take it. And they're I don't know how I feel about him TPing the match. I would have given up that tier. Well, I mean, they're not contesting it, actually. So I guess they can have their cake and eat it, too. But, I mean, actually, after seeing... So, something I'm curious why they didn't do, like, right here... Or, sorry, right here, when they're... I guess it's even earlier than that, actually. So they see that happening. They see the Kennen teleporting, so they know that this is a 3, or I guess with Jin, what's a 4v2? How many people? Wait, am I not counting? Rakan recalled. Like, basically, my point is, with Kennen teleporting there, I feel like they should have had Gnar teleport down, and they could have tried to contest this. They would have had it would have been even 4-on-4, and you don't have the smite. But I mean, you don't really have ultimate. You don't have Gnar either, though. Actually, maybe that's not a good idea. Never mind. I guess it's just better to give the ocean than to potentially throw further. So I guess ignore what I'm saying. But I mean, this is a bit int from from Lucid to me making such a risky play on the opposite side of the map of Ocean Dragon with Ocean Soul. It's going to make tempo a lot more difficult to play with the rest of the game. I'll probably just see nothing happen for the next 4 minutes, honestly. Which thankfully on times 2 speed will, or times 0.75 will be only 2 minutes and some change. But mostly it's just the normal Korean style of playing safe and getting gold in the most non-combative ways possible. And then occasionally, for no reason, somebody will will have no business being really deep, putting a ward down, and they'll get picked because information loves to be contested, especially useless information. Like I've seen people like with this stage right now, with Dragon not being up for 3 minutes, I've seen people die for wards this deep. It's like, what was the point of putting the ward there? You just you like the map to look pretty. That's the reason why you put the ward there. Baron's up. That's a nice little animation that they put to it. Um, hmm. So yeah, looks like they're mostly just fighting over vision on Baron area. Don't want anything happening in that area that they can't see for obvious reasons. Bible might get baited here though. There are lots of people there to pick him, but he has backup. Probably asked for it to clear those wards. And that's what I mentioned when people are going that deep with no business being there. I don't even think he has any wards left in his pocket to put down. Yeah, he didn't. But he was just going that deep just to take a look. If they wanted to, they could have pulled the trigger. I don't think they could have got anything out of it, but you never want to test that. You don't have vision, don't know where everybody is. So yeah, Bible was very close to being baited on several occasions. They just keep giving them vision. And it's actually smart that they do this because now that they've done this and they've put down the vision and they see that they're there, they have people on the other side start melting on this dragon. And it seems like DAMWON are oblivious to it because they just are tunneling. They want to trade Baron for it. They're not oblivious to it. They want to go Baron instead, which I'm not sure how I feel about giving up Soul Point for Baron. They do get it, but I mean, you have a 23-minute Baron buff, and the other team is one dragon away from Ocean Soul. At the same time, though, they're so behind. And when games are this slow paced, even though it's only a 3k gold lead, it feels so much worse because of how hard it is to make that up. But at the same time, 3k, like, if you look at where the gold differences are, which, by the way, first of all, let's go back and watch that pick again. The teams that a large majority of the gold difference seems to be just on CS. And when you look at items, I mean, there's not really that much of a difference between where the leads are. I mean, like, there's just really not. So the game's and it's the game's really still sort of even. Uh, but with that being said, looking at this play again, Clear greeting really hard for this kill. Does get it. Does die for it. I mean, it's just 1-for-1. But the fact that Cannon's now dead and they're wanting to siege is really bad. Because Cannon's such a big part of what makes their comp work. It's really bad that he got picked. But they're doing things. They're pushing in the spot wave, as you can see, which is starting to get dangerous. Hopefully, yeah, she has ult. Actually, no, she doesn't have ult actually. So this is a little dangerous, but she's fine. Uh, yeah, very greedy play there. I think he was just bored and wanted a kill. Trying to be proactive and get a lead, but it was very greedy. Did Donatos not get that boomerang coming back? Oh, this is an interesting fight, especially because the teleport's coming down. And again, I think it's just people getting bored and looking for kills that are a bit greedy. But yeah, DAMWON Kia, excuse me, starting to use this Baron buff to their advantage, starting to spread that gold lead. Let's take a look at this again. Kind of, really, it seemed, did he misplay that? Oh, oh, oh! I don't know if you guys saw that, but the minion was like minuscule health. Look at this, literally a sliver of health. Probably wouldn't have had to flash for that. Oh, hold on, wait, let me make sure. There we go. Sorry, had to fix some stuff. Anyways, uh, yeah, tragic kill. Probably wouldn't have had to die even if it wasn't for that minion. Gotta nerf those minions, man. Oh, really good to the ultimate, but really couldn't do a lot with it. Let's actually rewind this fight and go slower speed so we can talk more about it. Talia ult splits them. They can't really pull the trigger though, because 2 and 2 is still strong, and they have ways to jump over that. Jumping into the pit. Pull Bay decides to teleport down, which I don't know. Feel like he could have kept pushing, but wants to help his team, which isn't bad either. Really, it's 50-50. If they win the fight when you're not there, it's GG. If they lose the fight when you're not there, you're blamed for the loss. So I don't blame him taking the teleport. But yeah, teleport comes in. They're able to actually get the dragon, which is really good. That's gonna make this team fight infinitely easier than it could have been. The Talia was a little bit delayed there. Imagine if she would have used the E right around here. I don't know if she didn't. Oh, she didn't have it. She already used it. Oh, so then that was smart of the Yone to hold the ultimate till the last second. Really good job by him. What did she use the E for then? What is she preventing with that? Is she trying to prevent Recon? So then then I don't like this E at all. You have people here with dash engage. You have two people here with dash engage, arguably three. And you have a lonesome, which I get you want to prevent that. You have the Zaya ulting, and the Rakan's coming up on you with quickness, but he just walked around it. And then now he gets it for free. And now you don't have anything to prevent this Yone ultimate that's huge. And the rest of the team fight just becomes much harder. So the draft was there, but the execution when it was most needed vanished, just like the Avatar. And now DAMWON Kia, I think, will probably win this game. But yeah, looking at this again, yeah, really solid fight, really solid Yone ultimate. The Zaya too, how did she not die? Gets caught out. Good ultimate to avoid the slicing maelstrom. Got caught out by the Wukong, but they couldn't capitalize. That sucks. Good survivability from Rahel. And I mean, now they're sitting on 7k gold lead. It's a lot more noticeable. Not to mention the Talia has not been coming in clutch. Could be doing better, but also could be doing worse. Actually, kind of maybe not, because it's actually if you oh no way the Wukong steals this. Let's watch this in normal motion. Yeah, it does feel like the Talia has been underwhelming. Didn't do her job in lane really. Isn't doing her job out of lane. Whole bait is just completely mid gapping right now. Oh, he's 1-2 on the Yone mid gapping. But as we're about to see, Sponge is about to come in with the jungle gap. Uses the ultimate. Able to take the Baron with the smite. That is probably a dead Yone. Oh no, he's able to get out. Well, actually, none of this matters because Thanatos is ending the game. Oh, come on, Zaya. Don't let them back. Don't let them back. Oh, no way. Rahel is so clutch. And now it's just the Jin left alone to 1v1 the Nair, which is never possible. Well, in normal scenarios, unless the Jin's like Gigafed, but yeah. GG for DAMWON. I mean, really good fight at the end there. It looked like it could have gone wrong for them because the parent did get stolen. But the kiting from Mahel was insane. He played that fight really well. Wukong goes in, does the right things, finds the right stuff. What is Rakan doing that entire fight? It feels like he CC'd the person that can smite or they can smite during CC, and then left, and then died to Kennen. Full Babe in the back, distracting all three of them, while Rahel just 1v1s the Kennen. Gale Force finds the double kill. And then it's easy work for the Zaya from there. Or actually, I think she killed the clone. I don't think it was a double kill. I think I was bamboozled by that. I think. Let me double check. I know she kills something with Guilford. Oh no, that's a champion. It's Talia, but I guess the kill goes to Yone. But anyways, yeah, interesting. Very good game. From both these people. Do they do MVPs? I'm not sure if they do. But there are the post game little graphs there. I mean, insane damage from Pull Bay. I'd probably give it to Pull Bay this game just because the Yone ultimates were really good. Which I don't know if that's who they gave it to. But no, they gave it to Thanatos. Because he is the one getting the interview. But nonetheless, good game. Good way for DAMWON to start off the season. Looking hopeful for them. Looking like even though they got a bit draft gapped, they were able to pull it off with the skill gap. So gonna be interesting to see how the rest of the season goes for them.